everybody, and welcome back to Baking with Tiff. Today we're going to be making some homemade biscuits. We're going to start off with about 2.5 cups of self-rising flour. I like to use the gold medal. Then we're going to add about 2 teaspoons of sugar into that, and we're just going to kind of mix that up a little bit into our biscuits, into our flour. Once we get that mixed in there, we're going to add our flour to our bowl. And we're going to add 1 cup of unsalted stick butter. Now, I went ahead and softened this a little bit just to make it easier to crumble it all together. Okay, and I'm just going to take my hands and crumble this all into the flour. Your flour will turn like a crumbly texture as you get your butter mixed into it. You could also use a food processor to do this, or they sell a tool especially for doing this, combining butter into flour. I just like to dig in with my hands, makes it a little easier and to tell when everything is completely mixed in together. Okay. Now that we've got that ready, I'm just going to wash my hands up and then we will be right back to keep going. Okay, now we are ready to add in our, this is a 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream and a 1/2 cup of just regular milk. You could also use buttermilk and do a whole cup of buttermilk, or split it up any way that you would choose. You could just use regular milk. It's really up to you. And we're just going to mix this in. And we want to make sure that the dough is starting to pull away from the bowl. That's how we'll know that we've got it fully mixed in and it's the right consistency. Alright, you can see we just got a little bit of flour down in there that we got to finish getting mixed into that dough. You may have to dig in with your hands some to get that fully combined into everything. Okay, we've got our dough well combined, and I have floured the surface of this table here. So we're going to take our ball of dough, we're going to put it down on the table, we're going to roll that out. I would suggest throwing a little flour on top of your ball of dough also.
Wow.
And you can hear I've got my little helper with me today. Biscuits are one of his favorites, so we're going to get these done up for him. He said, "Mom, we need to make a video for it." So here we are. We're making a video for these homemade biscuits.
Really? Really?
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna say that that's a good thickness there. Okay, that's probably a good thickness right there. You want them about a 1/2 inch, 1/4 of an inch thick there. And I don't have a round cookie cutter, so what I'm gonna do is just take this glass and turn it upside down and use it to cut my biscuits.
Really?
Yeah, thank you.
They look like...
Once you get them cut out the way that you want them, I'm just gonna place them in a glass baking dish, and then I'll place them on the glass baking dish, and then I will put a little bit of melted butter in these when I get ready to cook them. We're going to cook these on 450 for about 10 to 12 minutes. Again, brushing them with some of the melted butter and having these in our pan and ready to go. Now we'll re-roll this dough out and get as many biscuits as we can from this. Okay, now that we've got our biscuits cut out and in our pan, we do have a couple extra that aren't going to fit. We'll have to bake those separately. But we're going to just take a little bit of, melted some butter, and I'm just going to take a spoon and kind of put some of that butter on top of each of my biscuits. Once we get that on there, on top of each one, I am going to go ahead and just pour some of this extra down in here. they recommend that you lightly grease the pan when you're making biscuits, so this will just kind of serve as our grease here. I like to use butter in place of oil with my biscuits. Alright, now we've got all that set. Again, we're going to bake these on 450 for about 10 to 12 minutes. Let me know what you guys think, and happy baking!